Hey guys, so this is another one of Leaftree's educational learning videos, and today we're gonna talk about plotting points. So, plotting points, let's first look at the coordinate plane. So when you look at the coordinate plane, it's almost like a map, so you can put anything you want on that map. So we can say that the x-axis over here and the y-axis over here, and on this map you can put anything you want. You can put points, you can measure how long these points are, you can find out what's the middle of those 2 points, so you can do anything. So what if we want to know where these points are? Not only find out how far across they are from each other, but where are they? You can't just say this is on the right and a purple dot on the right at the first quadrant. No, you have to have a more specific way of saying it. So we have the number values here, the positive number values, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it can go on to any number, 7, and it goes on and on and on until positive infinity, which means that the numbers go on forever. And on this side we have -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, and it goes all the way up to negative infinity. So where is this? Oh, and we put 1. So we got 1 on the y-axis, 2 on the y-axis, 3 on the y-axis, 4 on the y-axis. And what I want to say before we proceed is that the numbers have to be equally distant to each other. Unfortunately, I can't draw it equally distant, but you get the point. So 4, 5, and just like the x-axis, it goes on and on and on until positive infinity. Okay, so why did this part blank? Well, it doesn't have to be blank. This is actually the negative part of the y-axis, so we're gonna just fill that in with these same negative numbers, but they're on the y-axis. So -1. So let's take a look. This point, the first thing we always need to see is the x coordinates, because as we know, the coordinate that always comes first is the x coordinate. So let's take a look at the x coordinate, and we get that that's 3. So we're gonna replace x with 3. Let's see, 50. Okay, 50 comma y. So the next thing we need to find out is what the y value is. So let's take a look. We see that the y value is 3, right? Once again, we're gonna replace the y with 3. So let's say where's the y, and put the 3. So the coordinates of this purple point is 3, 3. The first 3 is the x value, so this is the x value, and this one is the y value. And now let me open up our exercise. Open, don't save, DJ. Okay, so let's take a look at this very neat graph indeed. Where is this point? 1. So the first thing we need to see is the x coordinate, of course, right? So the x coordinate is 1. What's the y coordinate? Well, we don't have a y coordinate. This point is located on the x-axis, so we put that the y coordinate is 0. Whenever a point is on the x-axis, its y coordinate is 0, and whenever a point is on the y-axis, like over here, its x coordinate is 0. So let's take a look at this little point here, this pink point. Let's take a look at its x value. We get that the x value is 2, and let's look at the y value, which is once again 2. Okay, let's focus on this yellow point. This point is once again located on the x-axis, so its y coordinate is 0. So we're gonna write that the x coordinate is 5, and no, it was a trick. See, this point is actually on the y-axis. See, so the x coordinate is gonna be 0, and the y coordinate is gonna be 5. Let's take a look at another point. What about this one? This upper level point. Well, this point is located on the y-axis, so the value of the x must be 0, and the value of the y, well, let's take a look, is 5. So okay, so now we're gonna focus on this green point over here, -3. So this point is located on the x-axis, so its y coordinate must be 0. So we're gonna write -3, 0, and then let's travel to this red point over here. Well, we always put the x coordinate first, so its x coordinate is -2, and its y coordinate is +2. I mean -2. All of these numbers are negative. -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. So -2, -2 are the coordinates of this point. This one. So that's it. That's all about plotting points. They're just like putting objects on a map.